Welcome back to another episode of the Cracked Open Podcast. This is our Born on a Monday series. I am your host, Goddess Telly.
And it's your neighborhood Scorputarius guy's son. She got the I got the spective, just adding some perspective for the collective. And this week, we're tapping into that big Super Bowl energy. Super Sunday. What you doing this Monday? Hey, we talked about land, legacy, legal currency, and that seems to be the theme for this month. It's still Black History Month, and we just had the Super Bowl, which featured Mr. Born on a Wednesday, Kung Fu Kenny, K. Kendrick Lamar. Now, what seemed like a slight, not giving Lil Wayne, the headline in New Orleans has to be looked at from a different perspective. Let's not forget, his position in hip-hop is cemented as one of the most talented to ever do it.
Facts. Facts on facts on facts. 1 minute, Lil Wayne was set to perform at the Super Bowl, and the next, the spot vanished like a magician trick. Shout out to all the magicians out there, you understand? But here's the kicker. That is part of life, right? Be prepared. Be prepared for change. Be prepared for setbacks. Not even be prepared, but welcome it in. Welcome in disappointment, because that is inevitable. I've always liked to lean on the side of not taking anything personally. You know, that is one of the 4 agreements. So ask yourself, was it even yours in the first place? You know, I get frustrated and maybe I'm missing something because I really don't like conflict. I don't like minding other people's business. You know, we like to say mind the business that pays you. But me being a sensitive soul, this is the business that pays me. You understand? I can't help but to feel for both parties, especially the ones who get the short end of the stick. Or did he? You know, I believe we also have an episode about getting the short end of the stick. And if I find it, I'll go ahead and plug it in the description below. But please feel free to tap in. We love to hear from you. Do you feel like, some people may say Lil Wayne got the short end of the stick. Some people may say Kendrick Lamar got the short end of the stick. It is all about perspectives, and we are all about perspective. So we love to hear from you.
Yeah, you know, I believe Lil Wayne even came out publicly and said, I'm not even going to attend the Super Bowl. By the way, Lil Wayne was born on a Monday, and I immediately said, that sounds like some real Monday born shit to me. I mean, it take a born on a Monday too to be like, you know what, I'm good, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Hey, even though the game was played in New Orleans, and that's Lil Wayne's hometown, but his team that I remember him rooting for, the Cheeseheads, Green Bay, they weren't in the Super Bowl, so I don't think he was tripping that much. Instead, he decided to drop hints and information on his upcoming Carter 6 album being released on 6/6. Now, to take this BOAM energy even further, that's that Born on a Monday energy, he joins the remix for the song Tweaker. Now, what made that interesting to me was LeVar Ball, who's the father of the Ball brothers, was born on a Monday. Ooh. And you know how antagonistic he was when he was coming out doing his thing and his sons were going through the draft. And his 3 boys were all born in order. From Monday, Lonzo, Tuesday, LiAngelo, and Wednesday, LaMelo. And each one of them appears to represent their day of the week perfectly. Lonzo just reinventing himself through hooping and overcoming injuries. LiAngelo always seemed like he ready for war. He was just going at it with Cameron. I mean, he always seemed like he ready for war. And LaMelo, he stays saying something funny to me, you know? And that's what makes Monday special. It's about reinvention, endurance, and proving that setbacks will not define you. So today, we're talking about Super Bowl moments, resilience, legacy, and how it all ties into money, power, and respect.
Now, I recall discussing Lil Wayne's disappointment about not being selected to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show in his hometown of New Orleans. Now, despite his hopes, the opportunity was given to Kendrick Lamar instead. Lil Wayne expressed that this decision broke him, as he had envisioned performing on the stage in front of his mother. You understand? I mean, how many of us want to please their mama? You understand? Listen, I would be heartbroken too. So in response to that, though, he organized the Lil Louisiana Festival, which was streamed live on Twitch and received widespread acclaim. Now, during the festival, Lil Wayne mentioned that he had plans to headline the Super Bowl halftime show, but the opportunity was taken from him. He then stated at the festival, he then stated that the festival was worth more to him than anything else. And in that moment, he appeared to be over the disappointment. So you thought, right? But he was born on a Monday, so you know, emotions make you cry sometimes. So additionally, Lil Wayne recently announced his upcoming album, The Carter 6, in a Cetaphil lotion advertisement titled "We're All a Little Sensitive." So the ad, right? The ad addresses his disappointment at not being chosen to perform at the Super Bowl in his hometown using little clues such as the recurring sequence 6625. That's that 10. We rise again, okay? Displayed on sports jerseys and on the scoreboard, indicating that the album release date is June 6, 2025. That takes it back to the number 3, representing major creativity. So he in the booth. He said, do not bother him. Let him cook, okay? He said, fuck a Super Bowl. You understand?
Yeah, it was the imagery. It was the imagery on both sides for me. You know what I'm saying? Because look, history did repeat itself. The Super Bowl has a long history of artists getting slighted, having to fight for recognition, or even using the moment to make a statement. Mm-hmm. Now think about Beyonce's Formation performance, or the backlash after Janet Jackson's infamous halftime moment. These stages aren't just entertainment. They're political, cultural, and financial power moves. But hey, now look, Kendrick is all about intentionality. He is always performing, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, one artist, his art, his words, his timing, nothing is random. So when you look at the contrast, it's almost symbolic. One artist getting a major stage, another being denied it. But it still seemed like they blended it in a little bit with the commercial and stuff like that, and the way that Wayne was looking to balance the scales. You know, it's a reflection of the industry, the timing and how power plays out in real time. That came through. He hit us with a lot of imagery. I mean, it appeared to me like he was letting the world know he was in control. This was a huge moment. The stage at times looked like a video game controller to me, And also for a Born on a Wednesday person, it was his nonverbal communication that spoke the loudest during his set. He let his actions speak volumes, and that's a different level of power.
And speaking of financial power moves, let's talk about what it means to own your legacy instead of waiting for validation.
Yeah, Wayne's been in the game since he was a kid. But what stands out? Ownership. Ownership. Now, he came in a little bit before Kendrick, because Kendrick been in the game since he was young too. And after years of being him under Cash Money's thumb, he fought. Lil Wayne fought for his masters and won. And that's what makes the Super Bowl situation even crazier. It's not just about a missed performance. It's about how artists have to keep proving themselves, even after decades of success.
And that ties right into legacy. It's not about the moment, it's about the long game, right? Now, Lil Wayne has already cemented his place with or without the Super Bowl slot. And just like Madam C.J. Walker, another Monday-born legend who built an empire in an era where black women weren't even expected to own businesses, let alone become millionaires. Y'all be sure to check out the previous episode where we did highlight Madam C.J. Walker.
Yes, that's real talk, all right? Now, the key is not letting the temporary setback make you forget your permanent greatness. Legacy isn't just about today or Super Bowl Sunday. It's about what you build and build over time.
Right, and that's a big part of resilience and the Monday mentality. So again, talking about this Monday-born energy is all about resilience. If you were born on a Monday, you already know it isn't ever easy. You have to prove yourself, you have to build your own lane, and you have to keep going no matter what. We have to make it to next Monday, you understand? And Octavia Spencer, who also played Madam C.J. Walker in Self-Made, another Born on a Monday soul, which we also highlighted, shout out to her. Man, sometimes you're going to have to make people eat your shit. You're going to have to make people eat your shit. You remember that famous line from Miss Octavia from The Help. She wasn't taking it anymore. There's something about us Monday-born folks. Our setbacks fuel our comebacks. And speaking of setbacks, let's talk about financial setbacks and the importance of making money moves that last, okay?
Yeah, so look, one thing about the Super Bowl, this is big money.
Bigger than big.
Ad placements, I mean, it sure was a lot of food, alcohol, and taxes commercials. That's fact, all right? Food, alcohol, and taxes, they blended it all together. You just kept seeing it over and over and over. Kind of like that circle when Kendrick was walking around, okay? Millions. Performers, career-defining moments. But here's the real question. Who's really getting paid?
That's the part people don't always talk about. Performing at the Super Bowl is not a paid gig. You understand? You really have to endorse yourself. It's about exposure and brand deals, and that's why ownership matters. Because if you don't own your work, somebody else will profit off of your uniqueness, your talent.
Exactly. That's why understanding trademarks, licensing, and business structure is key. This goes for artists, entrepreneurs, and anybody looking to build generational wealth. Don't just perform. Own the stage. What's even wilder to me is that coach Nick Sirianni was born on a Monday. He had the Eagle players out there clicking on all cylinders, and they put a beat down on the Chiefs that'll go down in history. Shout out to the Eagles on winning the chip and MVP Friday born Jalen Hurts. We are looking to connect all days, all ways. Will they repeat though? Is the question.
Heck yeah, it's the Carter 3, bitch. You know that's my hometown. So yeah, we gonna repeat it. That brings us to the card of the week, because it is the Phoenix. Now talk about divine timing. You understand? Now the Phoenix represents transformation, because guess what? The Kansas City Chiefs probably thought they had it in the bag. They probably thought they had it in the bag, and this is why you know what. Let's get into.
You can always tell when somebody's team wins, and they ain't been watching not one game the whole year, but they gonna represent for the city because the city just represented for all of the occupants of the city. The team, the Eagles did, they did. So I'm gonna let you have.
Yeah, it's not even whatever, but it's not even just that. I kept saying like 7 years ago I was in New Orleans, so I'm still in New Orleans type shit because the Eagles are there. So it's just, I love divine timing. And I'm going to be honest with these Eagles fans. A lot of the times they really don't expect the Eagles to win. And that's sad. This is why I don't be liking sports like that. It's weird to me. So to talk about divine timing, don't count us out. The Eagles are the Eagles for a reason. You understand? We fly high to the point that you can't touch us. You understand? So that brings us to bring it back, Tully. Let's bring it back, Tully. The card of the week is the Phoenix, okay? The Phoenix represents transformation. Lil Wayne, you understand? Even Kendrick Lamar. The Phoenix represents transformation, rising from the ashes and turning losses into lessons. We don't lose, we learn. And if that isn't Lil Wayne, I don't know what is. So the Phoenix focus, Telly. The Phoenix represents freedom from suffering and past karma and reincarnation, okay? The Phoenix represents the transformation of our past. It doesn't mean running from it. It doesn't mean denying it. Or burning bridges with rage, okay? The Phoenix employs an advanced technique described in yoga as the burning of impurities through practice and dedication. Now, the essence of the Phoenix is with us when we realize we have been suffering for way too long and something must change. We take a stand and we decide to live consciously instead of being driven by the unconscious mind and its long list of fears and aversions. So at that very moment, the spark of the Phoenix is lit and the great bird helps us to burn through our baggage, okay? We no longer run from who we are. We no longer run from what has happened to us or what we have done. The stuckness and the dead weight, they fall into the ashes and the lightness and clarity emerges, okay? So as the stagnancy continues to smolder, the Phoenix lifts our spirit up and up and up and up, and we begin to recognize all the way up, you know, we begin to recognize ourselves, okay? And be like, hey, I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Demir. So we may catch a glimmer in our eye that wasn't there before, okay? So look closely. It's a sign of fire, of transformation is upon your wings. And guess what? I think that you should let it burn. You understand? Yeah. So
that death, birth, and rebirth for me, man, it's always gonna be the death, birth, and rebirth for me. That's that 3, okay? So the Phoenix in the first chakra, that's that, you know, the ancient yogis, they believe that our heaviest karmas reside in the first chakra. And it's also tapping into your north node, okay? All right? Because that's where your karma resides. All right. This earthen center is called the Muladhara, or the root. The ascent of the Phoenix begins here, and as the entanglement of karmas is slowly burned, it rises from the ash toward the navel center. Again and again, this journey from the first to the third chakra, it purifies your essence, freeing you from your past. You gotta grow.
Let go to grow. And the Phoenix reminds us that sometimes we have to burn away what no longer serves us to rise into our true power. Whether it's an artist losing a performance spot, a business owner bouncing back from financial setbacks, or a visionary refusing to be ignored. This energy is about reinvention. You know, Hope says, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name's Hope. You understand? Yeah. Even Kendrick Lamar reincarnated. I'm
stargazing. Life goes on, I need all my babies.
Woke up looking for the broccoli. Okay, and that brings me to the goddess of the day, goddess Mubaya Nahandi. She is the goddess of radical rebirth. Okay, her element is air. Nahandi, she was born in 1840. She's an ancient royal lion spirit. Shout out to the sun, shout out to the Leos. Named Nahandi, who has been incarnated by a revolutionary Shana woman for at least 500 years. Heralded as Mubaya Nahandi, grandmother Nahandi, this great ancestress was a healer who declared war against colonial occupation. Okay, now her guidance to you is, yes, you can. You can stop the struggle. You can choose at any moment to start over again and be reborn. Just like the sun, you rise and rise again. You know, the embodiment of this card is dust yourself off. Shout out to Aaliyah. Dust yourself off and try again. Move forward and go for it again. Life is about transitions. Life is about change. You will fall on your face. You will change your mind, and you will make a comeback again and again and again. So release the idea that you messed up if things are not perfect. Stop waiting to be ready. Make new choices and make new decisions. Okay? This goddess declaration is still I rise. Now, when I pulled this card and I saw this goddess declaration, y'all know who I thought of, you know, the great Maya Angelou, Still I Rise. So it is still Black History Month. So even though Maya Angelou was not born on the Monday, I resonate with this poem because this poem has always stuck with me. I remember always having to recite this poem back in fourth grade. I honestly remember getting out of the projects back then. So we got out of the projects and we moved into our first home when I went into the fourth grade. And then that's when I feel like I discovered, or at least to my recollection, is when I discovered Maya Angelou and her poems, because we had to recite this. We had to remember it. So shout out to Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou was born April 4th, 1928 as Margaret Johnson in St. Louis. She was raised in a segregated rural Arkansas. She was a poet, historian, author, actress, playwright, civil rights activist, producer, and director. She lectured throughout the U.S. and abroad, and was Reynolds Professor of American Studies at Wake Forest University in North Carolina since 1981. She published 10 best-selling books, numerous magazine articles, earning her Pulitzer Prize and National Book Award nominations. At the request of President Clinton, she wrote and delivered a poem at his 1993 presidential inauguration. So in honor of Maya Angelou, I will be reciting Still I Rise, okay? You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like the moon and like the suns, with the uncertainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head, lowered eyes? Shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I got diamonds meeting at my thighs, at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history shame, I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I am black. I am a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of a slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
Hey, that's interesting. Yeah, I know we was talking earlier about the reincarnation, and even with Wayne, he dropped an album. I think it was his 7th studio album, and the title of it was Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think Rebirth, the date that he dropped it, was numerically a number 7. But hey, Maya Angelou, I think I think she was born on a Wednesday, and I wonder if that made you connect with her energy so strongly, Big Virgo. With Wednesday being ruled by Mercury, which is ruled by Virgo and Gemini. I like that for you. I like that. I wonder if that's what makes the day you were born even more special than the zodiac sign you associate with. I mean, in some charts, Gemini season doesn't start until like June 20th, but there are multiple extremely talented tropical astrology Gemini rappers who would be categorized under Taurus with different charts. But they were born on a Wednesday, and that connects them energetically to Gemini, like K-Dot, Tupac, and Ye, all born before June 20th, but they arrived on a Wednesday. It's just something to think about.
It sounds like you. I thought I was the intentional pot stirrer. Here it is. I don't know, man. So, to all my Monday born and beyonds, keep building, keep bouncing back, and never let no stop your yes. Whether you're watching the Super Bowl or making your own game changing moves, remember legacy is built over time, and setbacks are just setups for bigger wins.
That is correct. That is correct. You have to make sure you stay on point. Do not allow yourself to get swayed by the look of the day. Okay? If it doesn't look right at the moment, you always can come back. And if they try to count you out, just pull a phoenix and rise higher than they ever expected. Ever expected. Okay, that's that death, birth, and rebirth. Be sure to follow the podcast. We are available on all multiple streaming platforms as Amazon Music, Spotify, and
iHeartRadio.
be sure to follow us on YouTube, Monday Born Mentality. Check the Instagram, Monday Born Mentality as well. Like, comment, and share and subscribe. Catch the vibe with the tribe. Be sure to grab our very first ebook out right now, titled Monday Born Mentality. Harness the power of your birthday to success. Okay, for success. Not your birth date, not the date, but your birthday, the day you were actually born. By the way, was it
Sunday?
Monday?
Was it Tuesday?
It could have been Wednesday.
I think it was Thursday. I love them Thursday ones.
And some people was born on Friday, like the Super Bowl MVP winner.
Okay then, but then you got your Saturday borns. You tell me.
Hey, either way, either day, our birth carries more significance than we often realize. It literally took us coming together to realize that, and how important the actual day you were brought here packs so much power beyond the date itself and beyond time. Before we started zodiac banging, people always thinking one month of the zodiac is more special than the other month, and you might not even be the sign that you think you are.
Oh boy. Okay then.
The day of the week you are truly born truly resonates with distinct energetic traits that shape your natural energy. Those born on Mondays hold a special connection to certain frequencies that can empower their personal growth, making us the plug to the plug. Okay, Tuesday, you got next. All right, to order your very own copy of the ebook, the link will be in the description below.
And right now, we are currently running a raffle to the first 11 people to purchase the ebook. We do have 4 slots left, okay? For the first 11 people to grab a copy, you will be entered into an exclusive raffle to win a high vibrational swag bag filled with premium energetic merch designed to elevate your mind, your body, and your spirit. Now, how does it work? Purchase the Monday Born Mentality ebook for $11.11. That will gain you 1 entry. If you want to double your chances, grab the book first and we'll show you how easy it is to snag another entry, okay? Tap into the power of your birthday and step into alignment.
All right, so don't forget your joy jars. You should still be collecting moments in the day that you are experiencing joy and putting them in your jar, okay, so that you can go back to them at other points when you're feeling gloomy. You can go back to a moment where you felt joyous, so you can remember that feeling and that sensation. All right, because you know how we roll, baby. It's meditation before medication. Mudras before murders. Monday born manifestors. What's for you will be approved and improved. What's not will be removed and released. You are flesh, spirit, and creation. Be watching, my friends. And don't forget, we are moving into a full moon this Wednesday. So do not forget to check in with yourself and your energy. All right?
All right. There is one person, there's one song that I do have on replay, and that's The Voices of Fire featuring Pharrell. I just want to shout out Miss Melvette Armand. She is the lead vocalist of the song Joy. They are a choir, and I just want to shout her out real quick. I'm gonna play a small piece of the song because this, speaking of the joy jar, okay? Because when them blessings come through, listen here. Woo! Hold on. Here we go. And I believe she was born on a Sunday. Y'all better be filling up those joy jars. You understand? When them blessings come through. All right, y'all. And on that note, we will see you next Monday. Allow yourself to be cracked open. Hold, please. Hey. Mm.